Hello, everyone. This is Ishan Shahani from Revsportz, and today with us we have a very special guest, former Indian cricketer and current national team selector, Salil Ankola, sir. Sir, first of all, it's an honor to have you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me on board, Ishan. Great to
So,
be
we're
here.
going to dive straight into the discussion. You've been a fast bowler yourself, a fiery fast bowler.
Mhm.
So, first of all, I just wanted to know the journey. How did it all start, and what was the beginning like?
Beginning, I would give all the credit to my dad in the sense, initially I was not very keen on playing the game,
Okay.
and it is only that dad knew that I was good at my age when I started playing for the first time. I think I started playing when I was 8 years old, a little late according to standards today.
Hmm.
But as we progressed, I got started liking the game. I had that knack of bowling quick,
Yeah,
and so it really helped me in the long run. It was
that's
good.
amazing. That's
I mean,
amazing.
the game grew on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I started getting selected for higher levels, definitely. I thought to myself, my dad is right. So
Yes.
and they usually are. Dads
Absolutely.
are.
He was right, clearly. And
Yeah,
as this
yeah,
discussions,
yeah.
based on fitness, so from domestic cricket to international
Hmm.
cricket, what was the change in fitness that you had to implement in your routine? Was there a change, first of all, and was it difficult to implement that?
See, I'll tell you one thing. When me and your dad also, we were teammates, we were roommates also for some time. I mean, when we started playing cricket, I mean, we are talking about the early 80s, sorry, mid 80s,
Yes.
from 85 onwards. And at that time, we didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
We had to rely on books and knowledge about what one has to do for cricket is not only what you play on the ground.
Hmm.
You have to do a lot of stuff like monitor your gyms, and at that time there were no gyms, not
Yeah.
many gyms were there. It was just an on start for gyms by 87, 88, I think it
Hmm.
started. And there used to be a book called The Art of Fast Bowling by Dennis Lilly.
Okay.
तो हम लोग तो कुछ भी करते थे, like, we just wanted to bowl quick. So
Yeah.
in the bargain, we just gathered knowledge from all the books. We did those trainings, and with me, it happened so that I was overtraining myself.
Okay.
You know, so I mean that actually then because that reason in 87 or 88, I think
Hmm.
I had a stress fracture in my back. It took me 1 year to come back again. Again, after coming back, also
Hmm.
I had a couple of injuries. I mean, those were the days. I mean, I ended up doing anything. But when I met Frank Tyson
Hmm.
in 1992, he's the one who taught or told us, you know, we are all products of Frank Tyson. I would say me, Abhi Kuruvilla, um, Nilesh Kulkarni, Paras Mamre, Sairaj Bautule.
Hmm.
We all were there in the nets together, and that's how we came to know these specific trainings,
Yes.
like
Yes.
for the gyms, for how you monitor your eating
Yeah.
stuff also. And so that's one thing. Earlier we used to, I mean, I used to just do anything and everything that would help. I
Yes.
would think I would dig the ground, I would cut wood, chop wood, those kind of
Yes.
stuff also I used to do, along with a lot of weight training earlier. So these were the things. We didn't have any proper scientific method as we have today, you
True.
know. So did a lot of stuff. Yeah,
True.
it's been
So
a
I
good
think
ride.
the key over here is to keep it simple and don't overtrain unnecessarily because you don't
Yeah,
have to do that. Yeah.
you cannot overtrain yourself because you got see fast bowling is all about preserving your
Yeah.
energies, and using it at the right time.
Yes.
So we didn't. I mean, I had no clue about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently, those were the days when we used to bowl in a day. We used to bowl around about 25 overs,
Wow. All
30
right.
overs. Sometimes
My
I
God.
have bowled in a single day. So it used to take a little bit of a toll that time.
You mentioned injuries. Have you faced them yourself in your career? And what advice would you give a young fast bowler who's currently injured at the moment, if you had to?
See, see, uh, one has to the very common injuries for fast bowlers. Uh, first and foremost are the stress fractures, which you have in your L4, L5 lumbar regions, and then you have the injuries to your gluteal muscles, to your hamstrings, to your quadriceps,
Hmm.
and I mean these are very common injuries.
Yeah.
So I would say no overtraining, and fast bowlers as I mean we are that this kind of a breed. We love eating.
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful about what you put in your mouth.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So you really do. Me and your dad were big eaters, you know. So you have to really think about, and once you're on the path to recovery, I mean, you got to be really careful. How much so that's why nowadays you have these physios, you have your own trainers,
Hmm.
like with the Indian team they have. That's a plus point. So you know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot. Yeah.
Yes. And another question that is always raised is that should a fast bowler be overtrained in a way where, change the action, change the run up, or let the fast bowler just be extremely natural for better benefits? In your
See,
opinion?
fast bowling is all about fast bowling is very it comes to you naturally.
Yeah.
You can't. I would say speed is something which is natural to you.
Hmm.
You can't develop speed. Maybe a thing or two here there in his run up or his in his action could help him being more faster. You know, but the muscle group of fast bowlers, they're totally different. We have more explosive muscles.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, if it is very much necessary that you have to change your action,
Hmm.
then one should do it. If it is going to cause him a lot of injuries, then he could do it. Otherwise, I don't think the natural stuff should never be tampered with,
All right. Yeah,
at
that's
all.
fair enough. And besides being
Mm.
a physical game,
Mm.
fast bowling especially is extremely mental, I feel. It's probably the most tedious task while playing cricket.
I would say any sport for that matter nowadays, is how you handle the
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
And of course, physical efforts are always there because sometimes it's so hot
Hmm.
and you got to bowl. You cannot say that if your captain wants you to bowl 20 overs, you are going to give him
Yeah.
20 overs. You're not going to go and say there, ki, I would rather bowl with a shorter run up and all that stuff. But it does take a physical toll on you. But then recovery also matters a hell of a lot. So it's
True.
what you
True.
do post. Suppose you've given about 20 overs a day. What are you going to do to recover in the
True.
evening? So that's where your trainer, your physios, your masseurs, everyone comes into play.
Yes.
And nowadays you have so many people traveling with you, so the job becomes much more easier.
Yeah. And
You know,
my last two questions for you. If you had to give three tips to an upcoming fast bowler, what would it be? Three basic tips.
three tips I would say, like, first and foremost is not to change your action
Hmm.
unless you have to. Just like what I said, you got to keep yourself as a fast bowler. You have to बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत करनी
Ah,
पड़ती है. You're basically, I would say, you're the workhorse of the side.
yeah.
A fast bowler, if a batsman has to train for 3 hours, fast bowler will have to do double that, maybe
Yes.
even more than that. And mentally you've got to be focused. There's no Nowadays sport has become so result oriented, as well as there's so much of pressure. We didn't have social media back then, so nowadays there's a lot of pressure of the social media
Yeah.
also. you
Yeah.
know so unless and until you don't bother about the social media, which I don't think many of the players are built that way. But all these things, it's become more demanding physically, mentally also, and physically also.
Absolutely. I couldn't
So
agree more.
most
Yeah.
important thing, the third one would be just stay focused.
Stay
There are
focused.
so many distractions nowadays. Yeah,
Yes, stay focused. Absolutely. Couldn't
yeah.
agree more. And to sum it all up, obviously the Indian team's fast bowling has really improved over the years. So what's the
Mm.
secret for that? If you just had to think off your head at the moment, what would be the reason for that recent success in their fast bowling?
We are selecting the right people. Simple.
Yeah.
They were always there. Fast bowlers
Yes.
were always there. I was there. Your dad used to bowl fast. I used to bowl fast. Raju Kulkarni used to bowl
Hmm.
fast. K. Shekhar. I'm talking about that era also.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we are selecting the right people, and right people. I mean, the crops are coming up. I mean, we have a lot of talent in fast bowlers, and we have a whole bunch whom we can select from. And
Yes.
now we have a three. What do you call? The, there is a test match. There's one day. There is
Hmm.
T20. So there are so many guys who are how I would put it, meant for that kind
Yeah.
of play, for the T20s and all. So it become it, and we have a huge choice nowadays. So it's a good thing
Yes.
for good trouble to have actually for
Yes.
the selectors.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, cheers, Ishan. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.